All right, picture this. Your model just hit 97% accuracy in your Jupyter notebook.
You are absolutely thrilled, right? Your manager is thrilled. The whole team is practically popping champagne, ready to change the world with this one incredible metric.
But then someone asks the only question that actually matters. So, how do we run this in production? Silence. Just absolute silence.
Section 1. The prototype reality check, and what that awkward silence really reveals.
Because let's face it, the reality is that your world-changing model, it's just a fragile script sitting on your laptop. It's pulling from a local CSV file, relying on random packages you installed months ago, and you're probably terrified to even check those versions. Plus, it literally only works if you sit there manually clicking through the notebook cells.
And because of that setup, you have no way to actually serve predictions to real users. There's no way to update the model when the data inevitably changes, and there is absolutely no way to know if it's even working properly once it's out in the wild.
And the data really backs up this harsh reality. A Gartner study found that barely half, just 53% of machine learning projects ever actually make it to production. That means nearly half of them just completely fail.
But here is the absolutely crucial takeaway from this explainer. The models aren't the problem. The missing architecture is.
Which brings us to Section 2, Hidden Technical Debt, and the famous Google paper.
So Google published this landmark paper on hidden technical debt in machine learning systems. And what their research revealed is kind of shocking. The actual machine learning code, it's just this tiny little box, representing maybe 5% of the entire system.
Everything surrounding that tiny core is just massive. I mean, to make that 5% function at all, you have to build out robust data collection, feature extraction, massive serving infrastructure, and constant ongoing monitoring.
So the takeaway here is really simple, but it's profound. The model is not the product. It is literally just one single component in a much, much bigger system.
Section 3. The AI iceberg, and what's lurking below the surface.
Think of it like a giant iceberg. Right there above the waterline, you've got your model and that shiny accuracy number. That's the tip poking out, right? It's the part everyone takes pictures of. But below the surface sits this heavy, immense architecture that actually makes the whole thing work. We're talking data pipelines, training systems, evaluation frameworks, deployment environments, monitoring dashboards, and all those critical feedback loops.
And here's the thing. Most projects don't fail because the model itself was weak. They sink because the team literally only built the tip of the iceberg and totally ignored the massive structure underneath.
Section 4. Surviving the real world and bridging the gap.
There's a huge, massive gap between, hey, it works in my notebook and it works in production. And this gap is exactly where brilliant prototypes go to die. It's where careers stall and budgets just totally evaporate. We see teams demo a prototype, get everyone super excited, and then they quietly fail to ship. All because nobody took the time to build the plumbing.
So I want to leave you with this final provocative thought as we wrap up this explainer. If you want your model to actually survive contact with the real world, stop asking how accurate it is. Start asking what's holding it up.